Lovely. Okay, so Ella, I know you didn't have a look, but I just passed the camera around that you're going to be using. So you're going to be using the Blackmagic Pocket camera, which is capable of recording up to 4K. We will not be filming in 4K because, well, you tell me, why aren't we filming in 4K? File sizes, that is the only reason. If we had hard drives and hard drives and hard drives, we could, but we are going to stick to 1080 HD, so no 4K filming. If you see your settings on 4K, please let me know, or if you feel comfortable, change it yourself. So, anyone heard of Blackmagic cameras? Amazing cinema cameras. If you are looking to purchase a camera yourself for filmmaking, documentaries, whatever, they are such good quality, industry standard. They are starting to use these in the industry now, and for a very minimal price, very minimal price. These specific ones they're usually used as crash cameras, so cameras that they're not afraid to ruin or break, because essentially they don't cost much in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, if you're using a cinema camera that they use in Hollywood, that's 60 grand. You're not going to want to crash that, are you? This one, £2,000. So that's when they'll do crazy stuff with this. So this specific camera was used in Hacksaw Ridge. Anyone seen Hacksaw Ridge, the war film, where they do all the explosions and cameras in the fireballs and stuff like that? They'll use these little small cameras. But they are amazing cameras and are capable of achieving great things. If you're interested in terms of what this camera can achieve, if you just type into Google or YouTube or Vimeo, Blackmagic Pocket 4K short film, and you'll see some amazing short films made with this and see what you're capable of. Lovely. So we're going to have a little look at how to use this camera, specifically looking at exposure. So as you can see on the board now, it's a little bit dark, so we're going to focus on different situations, different lighting situations, because you might be filming outside, you might be filming inside, lights on, lights off, you might be working with a street lamp, you might be working with your own lighting. Your exposure settings are going to change. Hands up who did photography at school. Anyone do photography at school? Anyone do media studies at school? Lovely. Okay, so some of this should overlap, but hopefully it's a nice refresher as well. Okay, we do have to, I'm wearing a mic, so we're recording my voice, which they'll later sync up with this video. So we just need to do a little clap. So that will sync up the sound with the video. Whoever's editing this now, you probably start this now. Cool, has everyone got some notes to take then? Lovely, everyone got a bit of paper and a pen. So we are going to be looking at specifically exposing for video. So this is the evidence that you're going to be producing for your portfolio, is understanding how to expose for video. So the main thing we're going to be looking at today is called the triangle of exposure. This is the easiest way to learn to understand the benefits and the responsibilities of each exposure point. So we call it a triangle of exposure. So let's draw a nice little triangle here. And in any camera, whether it is photography, video, cinema, there are always three mechanical aspects on a camera which control the exposure. What do we mean when we say exposure? Anyone hand up if you can give us a description of what exposure means. Bella?
Isn't it like the brightness?
Yeah, I'll take that. How bright or dark the image is, and we can change that depending on our lighting conditions. So there are three factors we need to take into consideration when talking about exposure. They are all found on the camera or in the lens. Can anyone name me one of these 3 points on the triangle? Oliver? Aperture. Sorry about my handwriting. Great, that's the first point on the triangle. This is not in any specific order, but it is called aperture. Anyone name me a second point on the exposure triangle? That controls how light or dark the image is. I'll give you this one. Next one is shutter speed. Maybe some of you have heard of shutter speed. And then the last point, the third and final one. Oliver's got a kind of a hand up. Go on, Oliver. Correct. ISO. So we've got aperture, we have shutter speed and ISO.